Hello, and welcome to Money Markets and Motivation with Mike. Hope everybody is experiencing an amazing Friday. Our word of the day is pescatarian. Pescatarian is a person who does not eat meat but does eat fish. After she read a book about factory farming, she became a pescatarian. So that is his word of the day. Our show today is brought to you for information and educational purposes only. It's your duty to do your own due diligence to do what is right for you. And we move over to the heat map. Not too much moving on today. Tesla continues down. Healthcare is bouncing. Uh, medical devices, diagnostic research. Got a little bit of bounce in energy today. Utilities, industrials, and financial issues. So that is where things are moving at the moment. Right now, we're going to stop our share. And we have our little advertorial right here, advertisement. If you're at all getting close to retirement, you're concerned about the high prices on the market, your 401k, you may think of rolling over at least a part of your portfolio into a fund like this. This is a fixed index annuity. Goes up when the market goes up, does not go down when the market goes down. And it keeps ascending, keeping your assets in place and protected. Beats index investing by about 5% per year. And if you'd like to learn more about that, please reach out to me and I'd be happy to discuss it with you. So now we are going over to our charts. This is the stock of the day in the health area, at least, up 12.34%. A big cup with handle formation, pulls back, and not quite a double bottom here, but nice formation. We'll see where this kind of goes. Pretty big volume today. So that is the story with Oscar Health. We are now moving over to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is pulling back a little bit. Could use a little bit of a pause in the markets to keep things cooled down. And here is the equal weight, pretty flat for the day. S&P 500, it's pretty flat as well. The equal weight on the S&P tried to move higher, is up 0.35% for the day. The Russell 2000 small cap index is up 0.74%, pretty strong move. And the Dow Jones is up 0.5%, strong move in the Dow Jones. Not really sure what stock really moved that, but we'll keep on the lookout. Here's the financials. Got a nice bounce. Got possibly a gap up. Not really sure there, but it's up 0.69% today. KBWB is up 0.64%. Over to the VIX. VIX is up 1.65%. Not much movement there. Treasury bills, they're up 0.76% today, up to 4.12% interest. The 20-year Treasury bills are up 0.5%, up to 3.3 6. And I believe we are moving on to aerospace. Aerospace is pretty flat for the day. Nuclear, pretty flat as well. Energy gets a bounce, up 0.53% today. Communications, pretty flat. Take a look at Google. Google is pretty flat for the day as well. Meta is pulling back pretty strong, down 2.27%. T-Mobile is trying to bounce off the recent sell-off. AT&T, Comcast is up 1.64%. Continuing on, real estate is up 0.41%. Home builders are up 0.43% today. See how our strong ETF keeps moving up. It's almost up 1% today. The biotech XBI and IBB is up even stronger, gets into the pivot zone, up 0.92%. I'm just looking here. I don't really see anything in biotech over here. Moving over to healthcare is up, continues its, I guess you could say, its strong momentum. Here's Eli Lilly. Johnson & Johnson. Not sure what happened to our charts. I'm going to stop the share and reshare. See what else is hot. Medical devices. Medtronic has a big rise. And Pfizer is continuing to rise. So it's up a little over 1%. Let's continue on with our walk through Wall Street. Software is down. Technology is down about 0.5% as well. Infrastructure is up 0.19% today. Semiconductors pulling back a little bit. Videos pulling back. Broadcom is remaining steady. AMD is pulling back a little bit. And Micron continues its torrid run. It's up 2.28%. We do have that in a family portfolio. And let us move on to Jets. Jets gapped up today, up 0.85%. Industrials up slightly, up 0.14%. Caterpillar is up 1.48%. Union Pacific is up as well. Consumer staples is up slightly, 0.12%. Consumer discretionary is down on Amazon and Tesla being down. Take a look at Tesla. Pulls back, bounced off its 20-day moving average. And Amazon is pulling back 1.3%. Building materials is up 0.17% today. Metals and mining just continues streaking higher and higher, up 0.92% today. And finally, uranium is pretty flat. So that is our story there. Let's go over to what's up on volume. Number one is Biogen and biotech, up about 3% today. Strong rise out of the pivot zone, so it is pretty extended. We'll go back to Biogen for a second. What we strive for, once it gets to the pivot zone, it's 5% buy zone. Once it gets out of the pivot zone, we don't recommend buying. And try to keep the sells in the 5 to 8% sell zone here to protect your capital. And then once it gets up here, 20 to 25%. So if you keep your profits at 20 to 25%, we generally do 1/3 at 20 to 25%, 1/3 at 25 to 30%, and then hold the rest to see if it'll continue to grow. That's how you keep your account profitable. Next, we go over to Franklin Resources. And it is up 3.88%. Looks like it's in a flat base. Momentum Holdings, getting pretty close to its pivot zone, provides technical and engineering. The earnings are supposed to be up 231% this year. Now they're 9% next year. Ford Motor, looks like it's driving out of the pivot zone. Huge cup with handle here. Here's the handle. And here's where it broke into the pivot zone. ACLX rises 3.44%. 3-day shelf right here. Luckin Coffee, a little flat base here. Base on top of a base. Just drove into the pivot zone, up 3.57%. Earnings are supposed to be up 26% next year. It is, earnings are beating 99% of the stocks on the market. So that is pretty profitable. You kind of want to watch, see if it'll hit a new high on the relative strength line right over here. Relative strength rating is beating 78% of all of the stocks on the, I believe that's the S&P 500. Just our chart. Here's the stock that was profiled earlier in the health area. Nice cup with handle here. Breaks out into the pivot zone, up 12.34%. Earnings are supposed to be down 1,438% this year, up 74% next year. Pretty good volume over here. Into another biotech item. Kind of clears this little consolidation where it pulled back to its 20-day moving average and has hit the profit zone. Maybe a little extended. You may want to watch for a pullback. Tarsus Pharmaceuticals jumps into the profit zone, up 10.89%. Now we have a couple of Bitcoin items. Bitdeer Techs jumps up to close to $20. Clean Spark jumps up near its profit zone. And we are going to take a look at Core Weave. Had a big sell-off here, a double bottom. And now the middle of the W is 148.90 would be the buy point. You could also probably have an early buy point right over here. It clears that. You take a look at Shopify. Shopify just jumped up into the pivot zone here on a nice cup with a handle. The buy point would have been 156.95. Could buy right here, up 6.5%. You got two pretty good volume days right over here. Believe it was on this chart earlier. And Archer Aviation said once it cleared 10, could possibly go in there, and now it's gone up another 13.65 today. Here's something that was on the market yesterday. We profiled this coming out of this little shallow shelf, cleared that and gapped up today, got into the pivot zone, moved 11.89%. Look at this pretty good blue volume right here. Relative strength line is getting near its high. So there you have it. This is the highest volume in the base. And that concludes our chart analysis for today. And now we are going to move over to our quote of the day. Let me just bring that up. Here's our screen for quote of the day. And it comes from Dalai Lama. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. So I hope that sets everybody off for a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in to Money, Markets, and Motivation with Mike. This is Mike, and hope everybody goes out there and does something that brings a smile to somebody's face, uplifts somebody in need if you can. And once again, our website is melfinservices.com. Please check us out if we can help you with anything. And we'll have a nice blog coming out a little later today. In the meantime, everybody have a great weekend.